Okay, these are very standard questions, just got to go carefully. We have various values with certain degrees of precision. We've got some expression for p here, and we need to calculate the lower bound of p. So with any fraction, if you want the lower bound, you want the smallest possible value on the top, but the largest possible value on the bottom. So we definitely want the lower bound of a. How do we get the largest value on the bottom? Well, we're going to have the biggest possible m, and we're going to take away as little as possible from it. So we want the upper bound of m, and we want the lower bound of x. Now you can write a little table that gives you both the upper bound and the lower bound of each of these, and that might help you get the right answer. Obviously it'll take a little bit more time to write. I think we can do this. So looking at A, 4.6, correct to two significant figures. We want the lower bound. We've got to think of the smallest value that will round up to 4.66. And obviously we're going to have three significant figures because we would then round it to 2. That's going to be 4.55. Any lower than that, and we would be rounding down to 4.5. So we want the upper bound of m. M's 20 to the nearest 10. So we've got to think of what rounds to 10, 20, 30, stuff like that. Well, the lowest m that's going to round to 20 is 15. And the highest m that's going to round to 20 is 25. Now, I realise, obviously, that 25 rounds to 30, but you mustn't get caught in doing things like 24.999999. It's just not necessary. 25 is fine. The lower bound of x, well, it's 8 to one significant figure, so what rounds to 8? Well, 7.5 is the lowest value that rounds to 8, 8.5 the maximum value that rounds down. Yes, I know technically it rounds up. So we want the lower bound, so 7.5. And now we just construct lower bound of p equals, and carefully put these in, 4.55 is our a on top. And then on the bottom we've got m and minus x, and I can put those into my calculator, and that gives me 4.55 over 25 minus 7.5. I don't want to do any of that in my head, and that gives me a value of 0.26. 0.26. By the way, if I'd got some long decimal here at this value, that doesn't work. If I'd got some long decimal here, I would have preferred to put the fraction answer in, because that's precise and I didn't need to round it. But as it's just two decimal places, I'm happy with that.